Afternoon, or good evening, or good morning, and a bit of a moment where I talk about something that is very important to me. In the sense that, wow, there we go. There we go. um, since I've been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in January, it's something that I will talk about on every single episode as far as the importance of the National MS Society. The National MS Society is a collective of passionate individuals who want to do something about MS now, to move together towards a world free of multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is comprised of unpredictable and often disabling flare-ups of the central nervous system. Such flare-ups disrupt the flow of information within the brain and between the brain and the body. The National MS Society is the largest private funder of MS researchers in the world, investing more than $1 billion to date. MS stops people from moving, but the National MS Society exists to make sure that MS doesn't. To contact the National MS Society, please call 1-800-344-4867. Once again, 1-800-344-4867, or go to their website at nationalmssociety.org. And I'm going to remind everybody that we're still raising money for the National MS Society through the page we created for the walk back in May, something called A Venture to a Cure. And A Venture to a Cure's fundraising page is at rebrand.ly/A Venture to a Cure. Rebrand.ly/A Venture to a Cure. This effort will last through September 30th. Thank you for those who have donated to the cause. Thank you for everyone who has sent their well wishes and their love and their support and everything. All of that has meant the world to me, and so does the entire audience of this show. I appreciate all of you, and needless to say, I'm very, very optimistic about where we are with trying to beat multiple sclerosis. And on that, it's time to talk. Good afternoon once again, or good evening, or good morning, wherever you are. And welcome to the VF Talks. I am John Venturini, and we talk about anything and everything on these Friday afternoon episodes. And today is going to be no different than the previous. I think, moreover, because there is an era of fatigue going on right now. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, and I'll get to that in minutes. But, some honesty for a second. You ever sit behind your microphone or in front of the camera or wherever you do your live streaming, if you live stream, and say before you do it, it's like, this is going to be, I got this. And then like within an hour and a half, 2 hours before, it's like, oh my God. And like you're feeling like stuck in a rut. And it goes beyond live streaming, doesn't it? It goes way beyond that. It's mindset, but it's also, I think, fatigue and sleep and you're talking to someone right now who hasn't had a lot of sleep in the last couple of days. Just throwing that out there, right? Have drank plenty of coffee. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm keeping Starbucks in business. But I'm just like really, really tired. And I don't know if it's because there's an expectation that it's supposed to be hot and humid out there, and it's not. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. But like I'm really tired. I'm really tired, and I give that as a disclaimer in advance of this episode because very much so. And that said, Ashley will probably not be on tonight's episode as well because she's tired too. So there's that level of fatigue going across the board. But let's say hi to all of you on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch real quick. And we'll start with Marilyn. Good afternoon, Marilyn. Hope you're doing well as I try to figure out where this... There we go. That's a good place for it. Marilyn, glad to see you as always. Sammy of the Superstars. Hey, how are you? Hope you're doing well. He asks, what's up? Sammy, what's up with you? Everybody saying hi to Sammy. And Sammy, clearly winning right now, had some Five Guys. Sammy, in the comments, let us know what you had from Five Guys. Fun conversation. We all like the Five Guys here. Let us know. And Rich, good evening to you. Says good evening. And then there's this one person that it's really weird. It's all things YouTube. What's all things YouTube? And then there's this Matt Haas person. Matt Haas. Well, I mean, there you go. I mean, there's something, and I at that point, I should bring on Matt Haas.
Hello, everybody. How are you, John?
I'm tired.
Yeah. How's my audio coming through? Am I about the same audio level as you?
You sound like butter.
Audience, let me know how my volume levels are. So, yeah, it's Friday again.
It is. And we're here together in this wonderful, wonderful program called VF Talks.
You got it. Drop a big old like. That's free for everyone to do. And it helps.
Comment, subscribe.
Ring
that bell. Sammy had a bacon cheeseburger.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you do it all the way? Or what's your favorite toppings on the bacon cheeseburger? Rich says, good evening, Matt. And Rich is reminding you that you sound smooth as silk.
I'll take it.
One would say maybe like a baby's bottom, but can you say that in 2021? I don't know. Maybe not. And Marilyn's saying good audio.
All right. Woohoo.
Woot to the woot.
My monkey and I are glad to be here. I got a new little mascot over there. It's my monkey with the fez from the Wizard of Oz.
So, and you know, I think you might have answered this question, but refresh my memory. When did your fascination with monkeys begin?
Well, with the Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
And someone said, Matt, you're really good at tech. You're the wizard. They said, you're the Wizard of Haas. And I was like,
there you go.
Oh, I got to get that domain. So I bought the Wizard of Haas domain. And then I've been incorporating monkeys into my online stuff ever since. And I just thought, monkey with a fez. And I got that at Hershey Park, which is an amusement park in central Pennsylvania, playing my favorite amusement park game, Whack-A-Mole.
Whack-A-Mole. The game for all games.
It's so unfair. I never lose. I am the champion at Whack-A-Mole. I was collecting all these monkeys in different sizes because, you got to trade up to get the big one. That's the big one, believe it or not. I know he looks the same size as this, but he's farther back. He's actually much bigger. And so I had this whole
mirror.
basket.
It's like your side view mirror in your car. It's like objects are closer.
Objects are larger than they appear. So I once I was done getting what I needed, and I gave monkeys to everyone in my party who wanted them. I had a whole basket full of monkeys, and there was a mom with two younger kids, and I was like, "Here, you want the rest?" And she's like, "Oh, thank you." I was like, "I just want the big monkey," and I wanted the girls in my party to have a monkey, the women that were along with us, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah. I do have one complaint though. So I was playing Whack-A-Mole, and the guy was giving me change, and the game started. I missed the first mole.
You missed the first mole?
Yeah, because he was handing me change, and it was like, go! They started coming up, and I was like, well, I lost that one. There's $2 down the drain.
$2 you'll never see again. Sammy says pickles and ketchup for his Five Guys. And then he also says that you should change your name to All Things Monkeys.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it.
And Brian Paul joining us on Facebook says, how's it going?
Hi, Brian. I'm mostly watching the YouTube chat, but I see you out there. My name's Matt, and just type in all caps if you want me to see your comment. Maybe I can see it all the way over there on Facebook because it's so far away from me.
Oh, so far away. Can't see it.
My second light up keyboard arrived. I got 2 of them now.
Brian's calling that classic game shenanigans with missing the first. Ooh.
Isn't it pretty?
Ah, that is gorgeous. So you got 2 of them now. You got a 48 key keyboard over there now. Is that the number?
Yes, 48 keys.
48 keys.
Well, each one's 2 octaves, and I've got double. 2 octaves is 24 keys, and I have a double. So I have 48 keys. Very right. Very correct.
Sammy bringing up a question from last week's episode. How is the USB-C hunt?
I got my 15-foot USB-C cable, and I got one rated to do video, because apparently not all USB-C cables are equal. And it was Amazon, and I just waited the 2 days for it to show up. And that's what's connecting the keyboard to the computer. And, you just don't realize how long 15 feet actually is. Because I'm like, it only needs to go from here to like less than an arm, less than a wingspan, like from finger to finger. But it's got to go up this table, back around, and then up, and then so always buy more length cable than you think you need. So
Matt, you know what that is? That's 2.5 a social distance.
That's right. Yeah, 6 feet. 6 is 12. Yeah, 12.
2.5 social distance.
Yep. So thank you, Sammy. But I'm telling you, there was no place to buy a cable larger than 6 feet locally. Target, no. Walmart, no. Home Depot, no. Staples, no. Nothing.
Was it really the Wild Wild West?
Who said that?
Brian did.
USB-C
or the Wild Wild
Well,
West.
It's a lot better than it was in different standards, because now USB-C is at least almostly good. But, see, I don't need a lot of data just for an audio just to connect a MIDI keyboard. That's not a data-rich signal. It's just a few little bits of data. But, I need to future-proof myself. I don't want to buy a 15-foot cable I'm not going to be able to use for something else. So
Sammy asks, did you forget to check the place where the buys are best?
I did check there too. Thank you, Sammy. Now, my son no longer works there. He was laid off, so the family sort of tries not to use Best Buy anymore. If we not that it's a hard rule, but if I can pick something up elsewhere, I will. But yeah.
Sammy also asks a very good point. Is it the Matt and JV show today? It can be. I mean, I haven't put the link for interview mode. Paul might be joining us momentarily, sometime in the next 5 years, and then Ashley will probably be on next week's show. So
how about here's a content idea.
An idea.
We'll do a VF Talks with Rex and my monkey. No people, only stuffed animals as hosts.
So I'm going to say something. And this is a point of contention for a second, and think about it. Everybody in the comments too, but like someone said that cantankerous character over there, that cantankerous character who has been a part of our hearts and minds for the last 10 months. 10 months, Rex. 10 months. Looks menacing. Looks like there's legitimately there's a chip on his shoulder. Like something wrong. Does he? Or does he just look like he's stoned?
It's hard to tell. His expressions are hard to read sometimes. But you know something's brewing under the surface.
Oh, always.
Can't quite tell.
You end up with a Rex because something was brewing underneath. That's how it works. And then you end up with a Rex.
Yeah.
Did I get this comment up? Brian says, try to get one that will work for VR or send power to a laptop.
Yeah, this should work for power. That's how they build them. I think all USB-C cables are at minimum power cables. Like none of them can't charge. It's just if you want to pump other stuff through the cable, you might run into issues.
Brian has a comment about Rex. He says, could be plotting my demise or just thinking about treats. Brian, I think actually both. Probably both. Marilyn asks, where is Paul? Well, Paul's got things to do, people to see. He's an international man of comedic mystery. So he's got stuff to. He's got a meeting. He'll be here as soon as he can. So, and he sends his love. Marilyn also thinks that Rex has not gotten enough coffee, which is possible. And I'm being very selfish today. When I went to get my Venti Americano 6-shot, I didn't get him one. So maybe Rex is a little pissed off at me about that. Maybe a little bit. Ask me if I care.
Do you care?
No.
So I had a fun conversation this past week. I was talking to a young adult, someone who's 26, and they had questions about retirement and savings and investing. And I was like, oh, all right. What do you want to know? So she ran a whole bunch of stuff past me, and I was like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, do this, do this. And it was a good conversation. I feel like I have set someone in the right direction, and in 30 years when they retire, they'll be in good shape. Because they were trying to get she was trying to get a whole life policy with an investment vehicle, and I was like, no.
Term life? You want to go term life, maybe?
Yeah. Well, I'm like, and here her employer will
the
give you
members
life
of the
insurance.
Venture Forward VF Talks are no financial planners, but please consult a financial planner for your best financial interest. Thank you.
So her employer will give her life insurance that she can do an add-on. She can get up to 6 times her salary in life insurance. I'm like, that's it. That's what you do. Done.
Boom.
Stop talking to this sleazy salesman for insurance. Say you don't want it. You You certainly don't want whole life, because you're young. You're paying for the premium stuff at a time in your life where you don't need that. Anyway, I was like, don't do that. And then she had questions about 401ks and Roth IRAs and stuff like that. So I set her straight. I told her what to do with what percentages, how to set it all up. And it was a good conversation. She was really thankful. And I think I really helped someone.
Rich had cool. A very good point. He said, your home may be at risk if you don't keep up the repayments, which is, yeah, I mean, you check the language and check, the various clauses of the contract. But yeah, that's a thing if you're basically getting a financing out of that. So yeah, Rich. Brian says, what are those things? Retirement, etc. And Brian says, I thought we just all worked until we die.
Well, there's something to be said about forethought, and I think a lot of people don't do that. But yeah, and speaking about missing payments and taking your home, someone was talking about a home equity loan to buy something stupid. I was like, no, you don't want to do that. I was like, well, I get it's really low percentage. And I'm like, but you don't want to miss payments. He goes, well, I've missed payments on other loans before. What's the big deal? I'm like, if you miss payments on a home equity loan, they take your effing house. They're like, no. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a secured loan.
I know. The equity of your home secures the loan. And if the loan goes belly up, that's what they take.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're like, wow, really? So I think there's a level of
economics
financial
101. I don't know. Wow.
The thing is, John, not everyone knows this stuff. That's the thing about people. Like, not everyone knows what you know. I know that's a revelation, and that's just, but yeah, so that's I don't know. It's just something interesting. I'm like, yeah, do smart things.
Marilyn's saying that someone's checking Casey out in a tub. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then Sammy asks a question, which is a very good one, given that we're talking financial talk right now. Would I ever sell Rex? And if you do, will you sell them for $200 or more? It's a good question.
Well, something to factor in. If you sold him, your life would have less cantankerousness in it.
I have a price.
He's going there, everyone. He's going there.
Just figuring this out for a second. 4 and a 2, 2 to 10, 20, 24, 27,675 bucks. 27,675.
Would you take $27,620?
We would have to negotiate. 27,675.
Okay.
Oh, Paul might be checking Casey out in the got it. Marilyn, I'm with you now. Got it.
I don't follow that conversation. But
don't worry about it. It's good.
I hope things are the way they should be.
Always are. They always are.
Hey, I fell off the wagon.
Oh no.
The coffee wagon. I started drinking coffee again.
Yeah, you were going no coffee for a while. I was thinking to myself, what the heck's wrong with you?
I was, but I was at the amusement park and it was kind of hot and I was thirsty and there was a Starbucks stand and I'm like, maybe I'll get an iced coffee. Man. So I got cold brew coffee with ice and it was yummy.
You didn't go from my normal standard? Have you not learned anything from me in the last year?
Well, my normal was just a Pike Black, but
that's a good one. I do like the Pike Black.
Yeah, just the medium roast black.
But like for me, it's always the venti iced Americano with an extra shot, easy on the ice.
That's espresso with water.
Oh hell yeah! Steam. Oh yeah, and you're welcome.
Yeah,
you're welcome. Rich says I should replace Rex with Jeff from the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. Yeah, but do you know how much Jeff goes for? Like a lot more than 17 grand. I mean, Jeff is an expensive. Oh God, it's, yeah, created by the late robotics guy from MythBusters, and voiced by a great. No, that's too much for this low budget program. But yeah, I would love to have Jeff. In fact, I would love to have Secretariat as well. Mm-hmm. And then I would say, "Who's that at the door?" And then there would be a pantomime horse dancing around this very tight office.
Oh, we got a coffee comment, I think, on Facebook.
Iced coffee is more economical than the frappes or frappuccinos. Brian
What? Now,
said.
see, the frappe. Wait.
The frappes. Yeah.
What's the drink at Starbucks that they named themselves? They like actually named the type of drink it is?
What, highway robbery?
Well, yeah, anyway. I don't know what it is, but anyway. But
Oh yeah, the frappuccino is a Starbucks thing.
okay, frappuccino. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is in a frappuccino? Is it
Lots of sugar.
like they melt a candy bar in there?
But the funny thing about the frappuccino is Starbucks comes out with the frappuccino, I think, in the early 90s, mid 90s. And then the fine folks at Dunkin' says, hold my beer. And they come out with the coffee culotta, which is basically diabetes in a cup. Market that. Trademark it. It's great. Diabetes in a cup. Now, there's going to be some angry letters and angry comments. Oh my God, you shouldn't be talking smack about my coffee colada. You know what? Too bad. It is diabetes. It's horrible.
Coffee colada heart clot.
That's right. You want to throw a side of steak in that thing? Then maybe you do. Rich with the rib shot there. Thanks, Rich. Speaking of side of meat, Sunday I'm going to Fogo.
Oh.
I'm looking forward to it. It's been a few weeks since I've gone to Fogo. Fogo, when you're losing weight and doing everything that I've been doing in the last 30 months, is a treat and a half. And I know it's a safe treat because it's all protein. It's chicken, it's beef, it's sausage, it's all that. Looking forward to Sunday.
Have you thought through what you might order? Or will you decide when you get
whatever the gauchos have as they come by the table? And I take my tongs and take like 900 pieces of it. Yeah, that happens.
Shave off a piece of that animal and put it on my plate.
Have you ever been to a Brazilian rodizio?
I've been to restaurants in Manhattan where they come around with different items, and if you ordered that plan, you could have them put as much as you want on your plate. Yeah.
I will make an open invite to you, my friend. The next time you're on this side of the Commonwealth and you're swinging by here and you want to head over to KOP, I will take you to the experience known as Fogo.
Awesome.
Or I will take you up to Horsham and we'll go to a place called Nebraska. Same thing. It's Rodizio.
All right. We'll put it together. I'll have my people call your people, and we'll do Fogo.
Brian's go-to is the cold brew coffee, by the way.
Yeah. I just started drinking it, and I'm liking it. So I've got an interesting shipping logistics question for you, and a question for the audience, and the questions for you and the audience.
Okay, so this is a free for all. It's
a free for all. I have a problem I need solved, and I was like, VF Talks is the perfect venue for that. So my friend lives in Georgia, and I live in Pennsylvania, and he has a piece of woodworking equipment that I want to buy. But he has some health issues, and it must be picked up at his house, and it's large and it's big, and I need to get it from there to my home. Now, it's about the size of a shipping pallet, but it's only like 2 feet high, and it weighs about 200 pounds, maybe.
Okay.
So how do I get that from there to my house? Now, here's what I was thinking. I'll throw out a couple options.
Sure.
I was like, I could rent a U-Haul truck, but that's like $15,000 or $1,500.
$15,000 is
No,
1,500
it's like
probably.
$1,500. Because I'm gonna drive it all the way across the country practically.
Yeah.
13 hours. Anyway, one way, 13 hours one way. So that doesn't make economical sense. I was like, maybe I could borrow someone's truck, give them my car, and swap the car for a weekend, and go down in a truck and go get it. If it'll fit in the truck, I'm not sure. Here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy a hitch for my car and install a hitch, and then rent one of those hitch trailers from U-Haul, which is about $150 for 4 days. And there's no mileage because it's not an engine. It's just, and then, so I'll rent it in Georgia, load it up, drive it to Pennsylvania, unload my goods, and then return the thing to U-Haul in Pennsylvania. Because I don't think I have to drive it the whole way back to Georgia. But I don't know. How would you solve the problem? I was looking at companies that would pick it up for you and ship it for, but those are expensive. Those are thousands some dollars. So that's the problem I need to solve.
Sarah says, hire a college student who wants to come north and rent the truck down there.
Oh.
But then she says, that sounds good. A hitch.
Yeah. Can the item be disassembled, says Brian. Well, no, I'm buying it because it's already assembled. It has, 300 parts that are all dialed in and tuned up perfectly. The whole reason I'm buying it is I can put it down on a table and use it. Like, I don't have to assemble it. I don't have to build it. So no, it can't be disassembled easily. And it'll go against the
Sarah reminds you that sometimes they charge additional for one-way rentals.
Oh, yeah. I just, if I could avoid not renting something with an engine, because then there's a whole insurance and, it gets difficult. But,
Rich then offers the UPS option.
Well, tell me about it. Like what it costs. Now, I think some places you have to have it on a pallet and it has to be at curbside. Like, there's different restrictions. And again, the man I'm buying it from, well, he had a quadruple bypass.
Oh my God.
He's fully, he's in good health now and great spirits. He can't lift, obviously. Mm-hmm. So I would get someone from the woodworking community who lives in Georgia to help me load it. I would say, hey, Sterling, or someone that I know down there in Georgia. I said, can you come to this guy's house on this date and help me load that? That's no problem. I can get someone who lives in Georgia to help me load it. And then when I'm back here at my house, I get my brother or one of my neighbors to help me unload it. So that's not a problem. It's just the transportation. And I'm going on a beach vacation at the end of July. So I think I would just tack it onto that. So I could essentially cut out an extra 13-hour trip, because at the end of the beach vacation, I would drive 3 hours into Georgia, pick it up, stay overnight in Georgia, and then the next morning drive 13 hours home with it.
Sarah says, I have some equipment here that I need to get rid of. Giving it away. If you'll come get it, I could send pics. Please stand by. Matt's checking his audio. In the meantime, Michelle says hello, and Michelle's having technical difficulties here. No audio. Okay. I'll have to catch the replay. Michelle, catch the replay. And thank you for watching. And if you get the audio back, please stay. It's great to have.
Sorry, I was talking to my producer. So.
Oh, you have producers. Great investment.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But there's a whole team. I've got 7 people behind that door, and they
a team of 7, and how many? Like 4 interns for the summer? That's great.
Yes, and 1 intern is just the only job they have is to run to and from Starbucks.
It's good to have a coffee intern. It's very important. Even if you're going to the coffee place to get French vanilla coffee with 6 Splenda or whatnot. It's understanding the order is very important. Getting interns that memorize the order so they have it like that, brilliant. That's what you need.
I remember from Seinfeld, Cray-Merica. Do you remember that? Cray?
Yeah.
He got the intern.
Rich says, "Oh, looks like Funhouse will be fun in a minute. Paul has been drinking. That's good.
Oh boy.
That's gonna be fun.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeehaw!" And then Sarah says, "You don't have a coffee intern, JV?" No. I could send out a requisition if you know someone who would love to be a coffee intern for the program. Would love to have one.
Yeah.
For my complex venti iced Americano 6-shot light ice, or I don't know, any sort of wacky Wawa or Starbucks or Enter Coffee establishment here or Dunkin' sort of deal. Anything. Yeah. If I can get an intern to understand the order, memorize it, and then, yeah, of course. Sarah, of course.
I got to see my boy yesterday and today for a little bit. He
How's your
came
boy
home.
doing?
He's doing really well. Doing
Good.
really well. He's in between college semesters, and he lives down by the college, an hour away. And came home, dropped off his dog, which is now 8 months old, and she's super sweet. And then he is going to an out of town wedding, and he won't be back until Sunday. So my wife and I are babysitting the puppy. And on Saturday, I'm doing it solo because the wife
Oh, man.
and she is high maintenance.
And when you say high, how high maintenance are we talking?
Well, I think she has unlimited energy and never slows down. And of course, she wants to play with my almost 13-year-old Shih Tzu senior dog, and the senior dog doesn't want anything to do with anything. And she stepped on her today. Oh,
Oh,
boy,
no.
did not go over well. But she's fine. No one's hurt. It was just like, how dare you step on me?
Was there a lot of yelping for a little while?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, a lot of barking. No yelping. No yelping's mostly associated with pain. There was no pain. Everyone's fine. It was just like, all right, you've crossed the line. Like, I've tolerated you up to this point. What you've just did is not acceptable.
Not acceptable. Not at all. Hey, can I share a little something in the confessional for a second here?
Please.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I stepped on the kitten's tail this week.
Oh, poor.
And it
little
was purely
thing.
accidental. But the kitten dashes from one place to another, and she's at the point now where she's running all over the place, jumping on top of things, and then she runs right by me, and I didn't see her, and I stepped on her tail, and the next thing I heard was the loudest hiss, meow, screech I've ever heard from a kitten before.
Poor baby.
Oh, I felt so bad for Stevie.
Well, they bounce back quick.
Oh, she's jumping all over the place. It's like nothing happened.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd take time on this social media platform, in this confessional, to express my deepest apologies to a 10, 11-week-old kitten.
They're a lot more robust than people think.
Oh, are they ever? Just ask the 8-year-old Maine Coon cat that's here, too. It's like, yeah. Which, honestly, probably like 10 or 11, but... And then, remember, the SPCA thought that Bruce was 5 years old, which is, a crock. It's a crock. He's at least 8, probably 10 or 11. I'm thinking about carbon testing him, but that's neither here nor there.
That only works for things that are tens of thousands of years old.
Well, Bruce is tens of thousands, yeah. He's adorable, and he keeps on getting bigger because he's eating the kitten's food. So you have to time this correctly. You put down his food first because he's going to plow right through it. Put the nice little CBD pellets underneath it because that keeps him happy and not having arthritic pain. And then he plows through it in like 60 seconds, maybe a minute and a half. Can of Fancy Feast. No problem. Gone. But you wait strategically. You hear the little bells because the kitten has bells because that's adorable. And you got to know where she is because you might step on her tail. She might scream bloody murder. And then you quickly place the food down. She likes it sliced. Can't give her the whole can. You got to slice it. Put maybe 1 or 2 of those magical CBD pellets underneath it. And she'll start eating it, but she'll be very dainty. She'll eat it very carefully, very slowly, like just with grace and debonair, right? She'll leave half the bowl, maybe 2/3 of the bowl, walks away. Eats dry food because here's a cat that understands the concept. She enjoys dry food. Fantastic.
She's
Good.
a keeper.
She's a keeper. Of course she is. Guess who comes by to try to start eating the Maine Coon cat? Yeah. So quickly, you have to pick it up and have a nice little sit down with him. It's like, look, I love you, buddy. You're a great cat. You've been a great add to this home. I'm very thankful, very, very happy that you're here. But you're already 20 pounds, dude. And I don't want you to get to 21 or 22 or 29 or 40 or half a metric ton. So here, I'm going to pick it up and I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. If 3 or 4 hours later she doesn't want the food, you can have the payday, right? He sounds cantankerous. It's like, yeah.
There's an issue with your approach.
Yeah, Sarah's been giving. So Sarah says, put him in a different room when you feed her. You try lifting him. And then Sarah also says, do not leave dry food out all the time. Well, yeah, I shouldn't do that. You're right.
And the other issue, which Sarah did not mention, is you're trying to reason with a cat. Like, you exist to serve the cat. Like, that's the hierarchy.
Matt, that is the correct answer. 10 points for you. Pick again.
All right. I'll take Now and Then for 200. I'll take current U.S. presidents for 500. Current U.S. presidents.
I'll take I'll take the number of times felines fart in a given night for 1,000. Especially when you give them beef feast from Fancy Feast and stuff like that.
Yuck.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens. It happens. And for the new viewers, I'm sorry for that commentary. It's like,
You will end up with obese cats. But yes, you are their staff.
You're right. But at that point, I think Bruce could be my coffee intern, can he? I'm just saying. He could be. And Brian says my cat approves. Well, there you go. You got approval from Brian's cat. It's like the good housekeeping seal, right?
Oh, yeah. I watch a YouTube channel called Evan and Caitlin, and it's a married couple who they do woodworking and crafts, and they have a cat. And when the cat comes on screen, they talk to the cat, and then they overdub what the cat is thinking. And the cat talks in animal speak because, they don't form full words. Like, that's where the word doge came from. It was like, that's how a dog would say dog. And it's so funny. It is so funny. It's like, and they call the cat the supervisor. It's like, oh, the supervisor's here. How are we doing? She goes, I don't like. Like that's what the cat would say. It is the cutest, funniest thing.
Numbers are down. Work harder.
Right. Time for food. It's always like a couple words in broken sentences as if the cat was really saying it. It's a lot of fun. And statistically speaking, half of all videos on the internet have a cat in them.
Statistically speaking, that's from the Haas Bureau of Statistics.
Mm-hmm. And the other 49% are porn.
Oh, yeah, of course, it's porn.
And there's 1% everything else. That's the breakdown of online video in 2021.
You would be remiss not to put porn in that pie chart. Oh, really, John? Really? Did I just... Yeah. Oof.
Fun stuff here on the Venture Forward.
Oh,
and
VF Talks. Yeah. So
you never know where the show's going to go.
Yeah, well, apparently with cats and their eating habits and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
There might. So next week, I wasn't planning to do a venture forward. I was going to do some repurposing and do all that stuff and whatnot. But there might be a special edition sometime next week if I get to that intermediary point. Not sure if you saw the whiteboard from the countdown, but I'm down 279. That puts me at 201 right now, and I'm a pound away from 200. And I'm 1.1 away from breaking 200. So if that happens in the next week, it probably will. I'll do a special, which will probably be just a follow up from last week's talk about weight loss. But I think now the question's going to be, okay, you lost 280 plus pounds for the third time. Well, this is the largest loss. I mean, the first time was quick math, 245, and the second time was 200. This is the largest amount of weight I've lost, but I think now I understand why it came back on those first two times. So I might do a whole episode on that next week if I get to the goal to celebrate, but also continue the conversation on that.
Very good.
So
Very
check
good.
your local listings for time and channel.
Yeah, I started my journey at 214, and now I'm almost below 200. I haven't dropped down below it, so we're about the same. I think
Yeah. So we'd be wrestling in the same class.
Yeah, but there's since I was at Hershey Park, I bought some giant chocolate bars.
Oh boy, there you go.
Even the dark chocolate, which is much better for you keto wise, it still has a truck ton of sugar in it. So I break off one little square and I eat a square a day. But I think that's keeping me from losing.
Brian says it's part of the YouTube cat rhythm.
Yeah, it is.
That's good. Solid. Sarah asks a good question. How tall are you folks? Matt.
5'11".
5'10". But if I put the heels on, then I'm taller. And Brian says, I'm right there with two. Brian, tell us about your story if you want. What I find is when we started talking about the weight loss, which has been basically the precipice for this entire show since October, a lot of people have come to me about weight loss strategy, weight loss techniques, all of that. So, Brian, if you want to share, more than welcome to share. If not, catch me up on my email, which now I can't find my overlays. Where are my overlays go? They're right over here, John. Oh boy, there it is.
He's pushing all the buttons.
Oh, that's Twitter. That's the wrong one. theventureforward@gmail.com. Yeah.
The Venture Forward or
Yes.
just Venture Forward?
Ventureforward@gmail.com.
The Venture Forward.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. See, if Brian says we could probably wear the same size clothes, and sure.
Yeah.
So you move in with someone that's the same size, double the wardrobe.
Double the wardrobe. It's it's funny, and I think I mentioned this when we first started talking about the weight loss, and some of the most as I bang my knee, some of the more dramatic things that have happened as part of this is like the fact that I don't have to go to a big and tall man store to buy clothes. Something that has basically been a foundation of most of my adult life. The fact that I can go to any sort of major retailer and buy clothes. Clothes that are not have multiple XLs in it and has a waist of, not 50 and 60. But something that's, I think that's one thing that I can't believe, and I'm so grateful and thankful for this whole entire journey, is the fact that there is some level of normalcy. I do feel like a human being again. Like I
Good on you. Good on you.
Thank you, man. Brian says, I was about 220 for a decade, and I've been working hard to hover at 199.
Yeah, that's about where I was. I bumped up to the 220. I think I was 218 and a half at the beginning of the year.
Brian then continues to say, not eating crap is my problem.
Oh man, the food has been the best. Cutting out the bread and the potatoes and the pasta. Oh man, it has just been awesome.
Yeah, I mean, to eat a keto lifestyle, or basically a lifestyle that is more intrinsic to the macronutrients and caloric intake you're taking in, making a conscious decision, but then also qualitatively shopping and qualitatively preparing changes a lot, because you are what you eat, right? You know, there's books out there. Eat to Beat Disease is one of them that I gravitate to. And like, there is something to be said about when you eat quality foods and you're not closet eating in the fast food line of a fast food place, there's some good that comes out of that. So I totally get that.
Yeah. And I don't get hungry as fast.
Right.
If you eat real healthy food, you stay full longer.
Yes.
It's great.
Yes. It's absolutely right. And I can't help but to think how many years of my life was basically eating, but then closet eating, because obviously the big meal wasn't enough for me.
I would sit on the couch and I would jam Cheez-Its all night long.
Jamming Cheez-Its.
Oh man, I love those things. And then popcorn, big popcorn fan. And that sucks. I haven't been eating popcorn since I've started this keto diet, because you really shouldn't. But man, I'm a huge popcorn fan.
Matt,
But
I'm
that
going to actually try to put the Ecamm link up here in the bug for, you know, if people want to jump on, since, you know, or it's just you and I, or as someone called it before, the Matt and JV show.
yeah.
There's the link up there. I didn't put it in the chat or
I'm only gonna
anything.
hang out about 10 more minutes
Yeah.
because
That's
uh,
fine.
I got a date with a grill.
Oh, well, hopefully it's a hot grill. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Oh, you don't have to like speak the rim shot. I got you covered. I got the rim shot button right here.
Brian buys sliced cheese and eats the whole bag.
Oh, cheese is wonderful. I love me some cheese.
Now, there's a question. Is it cheese or cheese food? Because if you're buying like the Kraft singles, that's cheese food. Versus buying like mozzarella or, you know, American cheese like Boar's Head, that's not cheese food, right?
On my salads, I get these things called wisps. It's like
Wisps.
cheese baked into like a little cracker. But it's only cheese. It's not anything. It's not bread. It's not wheat. It's just hard and crunchy cheese. And then you crack them up and you put them over your salad, and you get the fats and that from the cheese too.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, and Brian says, I believe it's cheddar. One going back to something we talked about before, as far as my obsession, if you call it that, of Brazilian churrascarias, Brazilian steakhouses, places like your Fogo or Texas de Brazil and whatnot, is the cheese bread. They make these small cheese breads that has cheese, but it's made out of yucca, right? So doesn't have much or any gluten to it, and like that is like crack, right? Because they'll give you a basket of these, and keep on forgetting the Brazilian word for it, but these Brazilian cheese breads, and like, oh my god, it's incredible. Now everybody talks about their obsession with the Cheddar Bay biscuits of Red Lobster, and yes, don't get me wrong, great stuff, but you give me those Brazilian cheese bites or those Brazilian cheese breads, oh, I'm happy. Very happy. Very happy.
You get those at where you're going?
Yeah,
Fogo, is
Fogo.
it called?
Fogo de show.
All right. Well, let's do this. Let's put like a July or August date on the calendar, and we'll go to Fogo.
Got a bonus question for you.
Okay.
Do we live stream?
Yeah, we can fire up the iPhone live stream. Sure.
Yeah, let me when I'm there on Sunday, I'll talk to management, like knows me. I'll see if they'll be okay with us doing a VF talk from Fogo.
A whole show from Fogo?
Sure. Why not?
Can we eat during the show?
Absolutely. You bring your cameras, I'll bring mine. We'll fly Paul into the East Coast. He'll bring his It's great. Ashley will bring her cameras. Anyone else who wants to join, bring your cameras.
I'll bring my Mac Mini and my 24-inch monitor and my keyboard.
Right.
I'll bring these lights with us.
Matt, do you realize what happened? Do you realize what just happened? Because
no.
now I'm just going to go full circle. It's almost a year anyway. When we did Lita in August, wasn't the plan was for me to go like skydiving or bungee jumping or at least some sort of excitement thing to get everybody together and whatnot? We've basically turned it into going to Fogo.
I think we stepped it up, if you ask me.
I think so too. I absolutely think. And if we do this out on the West Coast, I mean, then that game goes another level, right? Because now you got the West Coast Fogo and the East Coast Fogo. This is, by the way, not a plug for Fogo. Fogo's not a sponsor. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yep. Nope. I can dig it. I can dig it.
Is your date with the hot grill?
Yeah, that's coming up here in a couple minutes.
What are you I'll play along. What are you romancing the hot grill with?
Well, I don't think we have many options, so it's probably going to be hot dogs and cheeseburgers, but we'll see. Because we got to make another grocery store trip, and my last trip to Costco, which, by the way, I think I have a Costco problem. I'm at Costco at least once a week.
Your Costco problem's like my BJ's problem.
Yeah. I used to have both. I used to have memberships to both. And I would go because I like the pizza at one place and I like this at the other place. And I couldn't abandon one of them, but I eventually did. I did drop BJ's.
But absolutely no Sam's Club because that's junk.
No, never. I would never go to Sam's Club.
No one does that. No one does.
My wife was able to shop there because she was a essential employee, and they gave respiratory therapists free passes, and she was going there. I was like, "Look, you got to stop." I was like, "Don't." Do
we need to do an intervention? Do we just get everybody together? We'll write letters about your wholesale club addiction and whatnot?
The focus is on profit way too hard at Sam's Club. So if something's sitting out and it's borderline and they should probably throw it out, it wasn't cold long enough, that it's going in that fridge.
It's going in the fridge, or they're moving it to Walmart because there's usually a Walmart right next door.
And they do sneaky things where they put extra water in with the chicken to weight it down more, so you're paying for more weight, but it's not the actual chicken, it's the they do all kinds of little shave off, little. And I think
this might be the topic of our next Matt Haas or Paul Burke shame on you.
Or we could have a segment. You know what grinds my gears?
Right, that's right. You could do that. Brian has a very good point, by the way. Going to Fogo is way better than jumping out of a plane.
Well, I've done one of them, so now I'll do the Fogo.
That's right. See, what I would do is I would jump out of the plane, and then as a reward for jumping out of the plane, go to Fogo. You just did both. It would have to be in a city where there is, I don't know, a Fogo. But I would jump out of the plane, and then once I get on back on terra firma to celebrate, I go to Fogo. Think about it.
But we should consider doing one of those indoor skydiving where you're over a fan.
The iFly, yeah.
Where are those?
There's one in KOP.
I don't know what that is.
Over in King of Prussia, right by the turnpike.
King of Prussia. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right on your back door.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, nice.
There's another live streaming opportunity. We got to find really strong cameras, but yeah, we could do that too.
Okay. How much do you think that costs? I mean, that can't cost that much.
Yeah.
$100? I mean,
don't forget there's also the training you have to go through for the hour and a half, 2 hours before they.
Yeah, but that's easy peasy.
Okay. If anybody else would like to join us for iFly, let us know. Tell us in the comments or theventureforward@gmail.com. Let us
I
know.
think that'd be fun because there wouldn't be any pressure issues with my hearing or ears, which I have. I have pressure issues, so I won't be going skydiving again because I don't want to go up 10,000 feet and then in 6 minutes be back on sea level. That's too much pressure change for my sensitive whatever. But if this indoor skydiving, you're at the same elevation, less 30 feet,
Skydiving, all you can eat meat, it's a treasure trove of possible streams down the road, whether it's Venture Forward or whatnot. Could be all things. We could do the skydiving or the indoor skydiving for an All Things YouTube. How about that? Then it's YouTube and the skydiving together.
Well, I'll be talking about analytics while I'm hovering.
I would really love to see that.
Make sure you check your CTR. You want that above 8%.
Check your CTR and also the error and the latency. Watch out for the latency.
Make sure your stream bit rate is properly set and the average percent viewed. You got to get that 50% or higher.
How's your resolution, by the way?
Oh, content sneak peek for All Things YouTube. My next video is going to be
All
about
Things YouTube Mondays.
Well, the next edited video is going to be about the first 30 seconds.
The first 30 seconds.
The first 30 seconds. There's a new way that you can discover what the first 30 seconds was like analytic wise on the back end of YouTube, and we're going to talk about the importance of hooking your audience the first 30 seconds of your video.
I got a bit of a risque title for it. You want it?
Bring it on.
The foreplay of YouTube.
Foreplay?
Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night.
All right. Well, I don't want the yellow demonetized symbol of death, so I might not choose that.
Yeah, okay. Put some characters in the place, and that's fine. Yeah. Little number signs. Whatever.
Hey, wait, my channel's not monetized yet, so it doesn't matter.
There you go. F it. Do it.
Oh.
See how I cleaned it up after last week where I was all foul-mouthed, and I don't think I dropped an F-bomb or any sort of profanity tonight, so you're welcome.
All right. You deserve one pat on the back that you'll have to administer to yourself.
Well, I will do that. With a giant smile on my face.
There you go. Are you guys monetized, says Brian. I am on this channel. One moment. I am.
AwesomeWebThings.com.
So this channel I am monetized. I've been monetized for a while.
It's like you put the index card on your forehead, and we get to describe it, but you have to tell us what the index card says.
It's poking me in the eye.
Oh no, it's getting poked in the eye. Oh well, now there goes the deep ones.
I got this one too. This is my rainbow one.
Oh well, there you go.
This is the special.
It's a special one.
Those are rare.
Brian, also, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee. So if you're interested, anyone who's interested, who's listening and watching the program tonight, Buy Me a Coffee /Venture Forward. There's no thought in that. Buy Me a Coffees.
And if you're on the YouTubes, subscribe to the Venture Forward and click the bell for notifications. And
like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, buy me a coffee, and then
send me postal mail.
Send Matt
freak out the post office and put weird stuff in my PO box.
Very strange things in his mailbox and stuff
that are, of course, legal to ship. No batteries, no corrosive substances.
No corrosive substances. Nothing that's going to require the FBI or
Yeah, plutonium-238. I recommend against it.
Very much so. I guess I should plug that website one more time. Buymeacoffee.com /Venture Forward. If you like what you're seeing tonight and you want to drop a coffee over here, because this guy over here, Rex, has been very cantankerous. So he could probably use a coffee. We would humbly and gratefully appreciate it.
I got the buy me a coffee overlay working on my stream now.
Oh, good.
Someone donates, it'll go bloop bloop bloop. Thank you for donating. Bloop bloop bloop.
And it's not the canned one that Buy Me a Coffee has. Is something you created, or is it the one that they have?
It's the canned one.
Okay, I have the canned one as well, and I think the resolution now doesn't look half bad when someone does it. I got a nice little a nice little guitar riff when someone gives me a coffee, which is great. And I think 2 episodes ago, someone bought me a coffee. So yeah, every now and then it's a nice little treat to see that thing pop up.
The audio won't come through because I have a complicated audio and I didn't want the audio to come through. And I made it larger. So you see your little red coffee icon down below your logo or next to your logo? Like I scrolled that off the page because I put my own graphic, Buy Me a Coffee graphic on there. So when someone does donate, there's going to be extra big on the screen.
You like extra big.
Yep.
Yeah. BuyMeACoffee.com/venture forward.
I got a date with the grill here, John.
Date with a hot grill. And there's hot dogs. There's burgers. There's a lot of fun heading your direction over there. And I hope you have a good time with the hot grill and the subsequent wonderful dinner that comes off of the hot grill.
Thank you so much. I love being on the Venture Forward, and I love talking to all the awesome people in the chat. And looking forward to some dog sitting this weekend.
Dog sitting, but tonight you're having hot dogs. So
we're having hot dogs and hamburgers.
Full circle.
Yep.
Right. Matt, I'm really glad you're part of the show, and I look forward to having you again next Friday at 5:15 Eastern, 2:15 Pacific. But I'll do a final thing too.
Well, I appreciate being able to take your show off the rails weekly. So
that's it's an honor and a pleasure to see you do that.
Oh, air fryer pizza says Brian.
I should bring that up.
I approve. Chris,
dropping
dropping
last night's pizza in the air fryer. What? So before you go, Matt, what was on that pizza, Brian?
Speaking of pizza, we have plant-based pizza crusts that we buy, and then we make pizza because they got awesome pizza sauce, 0 carbohydrates. It's amazing stuff. Load that sucker up with cheese. I'm like, I got my pizza fix.
Boom. I'm very big with the plant-based stuff. I do a lot of meatless now, right? So like there's 2 or 3 nights where I'm eating like Beyond Meat or just a lot of vegan sort of options. Brian says just pepperoni. Sounds great. Sounds fantastic.
Good deal. Awesome.
Matt, enjoy the grill. Enjoy dinner. I'll talk to you sometime over this weekend. I will see you next Friday here on the VF Talks.
Sounds good. Bye, John.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
it. Everyone.
Matt Haas, ladies and gentlemen. It's funny. The sort of conversations we talk about can go entire gamut of different things, and I enjoy all of it for sure. As much as I enjoy all of you watching and listening on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Coming up next week, and I kind of teased it during the show, there might be an episode, depending on whether or not I hit that goal mark, and it'll be a continuation of the weight loss story. If that happens, check your YouTube, check Facebook, and there will be an announcement on when that show will be, either Tuesday or Thursday. And then, nevertheless, irrespective of that, there will be another VF Talks next Friday at 5:15 Eastern, 2:15 Pacific. But before you do that, before we got the show next Friday, all that, I gotta tell you something. And I gotta tell you the same thing I say at the end of every Venture Forward VF Talks. Stay safe, stay sane, stay strong, stay sober. You're worth it. Have a great night, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week here on the Venture Forward VF Talks. Good night.
Shocking, and she looks like a star. Yeah, she's got the style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She says she likes it better when we go off-road. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart. The sky is blue, I got the sun in my eyes. It can't get better than when she makes that smile. Yeah, she's got that style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She's turning up the volume on the radio. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. I'm gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart. Ticket to my heart. Uno, dos, tres, hey, yo.
Seeing me again for one important reason. Marilyn brought up a very good point, and I just want to wish all the fathers out there a very happy and healthy Father's Day on Sunday. Good night.